First of all, you look good as usual. And I didn't get that much sleep. I got sleep, but then I woke up like at 4.
Me too.
Yeah. So, and then
You know what's funny? They say when you wake up at 4 a.m., it's like there's something to do with like spirits watching over you or something.
Oh, serious?
Yeah, I've read that a bunch of times.
That, man. Gotta
yeah,
look into that.
But yeah, same. I woke up at 4 and I like smoked a
it's
little
crazy.
bit of weed to fall back asleep. But the problem is when I do that, then I sleep till like noon because I smoked again. You know what I mean? So when you texted me, I was like, oh shit, it's like 11:30. I was still sleeping.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Thanks for jumping on, first of all. You know, and let me check and see where this is recording real quick before
says recording
here. Okay, it's in footage. Okay, I'll switch it. I'm recording it to the other folder, but that's fine. Yeah, I'll make sure I switch it later. Yeah, so did you have a good weekend?
Kind of.
She said kind of.
Oh, dude.
Kind of.
I don't even know. Like I'm like in such a mood today.
Yeah. I feel you.
So I had plans to go to so Jess owns a place in Palm Springs.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. So we had plans to go there for Memorial Day weekend, just like me and another girlfriend of ours, and hang by the pool, whatever. But I've been waiting for this.
That's next weekend, correct? Coming up.
That's this coming weekend. I thought it was the following weekend.
No, that's what I meant. Like this weekend coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna go see a friend of mine in Arizona, and it's like, oh my god, it's this weekend, so I had to redo everything. But I was waiting for this unemployment debit card to come in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been taking like 2 weeks, so I finally get the damn thing. And my mom told me like when she got hers for my brother, there was like $4,000 already on it because they backdate it from when you were out of work.
That's what this producer was just telling me. Yeah.
That's what I thought. And I get it. And there's $0 on it. And I'm like,
oh my goodness,
what is going on? And so I don't know when I'm going to get paid. And like, I can't certify online because they told everyone not to certify for your weeks that no one had to through like May 9th because the system kept crashing because everybody was online trying to certify. So there's a pop-up when you log in, like, you don't have to certify for benefits. The problem is when you don't certify, they close your claim online. So I tried to reopen it. It didn't work. Now I can't certify. So I did it by phone and it worked. But I'm like, where's the money? When am I getting paid? And that's for like 2 weeks in April. I'm like, guys, we're at the end of May. When do I certify for the last 4 weeks?
I know, because it's the 18th today already.
Right. So like that, I just had like a friggin' meltdown about that on Saturday because I get the thing. I finally get the thing. I'm like, cool, I can hit the road. I can go to the desert.
Yeah.
No money on it. So my guy comes here. So he was really cute. He like took me out for milkshakes and we took a drive around Hollywood.
For milkshakes.
He did. It
sounds like a movie.
It was cute. Yeah. We got milkshakes. We drove around Hollywood. Like he cheered me up. It was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Yesterday, we had a fun morning and everything, but he had to go do some work stuff around 1. So he was like, I'll bring dinner over. I'll come back. I think he's bipolar or something. Like something's going on. I mean, obviously there's a reason people are in AA and they're sober, right? They got issues. And I don't care talking about this because he hasn't listened to it, but it's like he comes over last night, we ate dinner, everything's fine, and all of a sudden it's like he goes somewhere else. I don't even know how to describe it. Yeah. Because he's done it a few times where he just goes dark. And it's like he's just literally somewhere else. Yeah. And like I could handle it at first, right? Like I kind of get him laughing. I'll bring him out of it, whatever. But it's like last night I was not in the mood. I'm like, dude, I got my own financial shit that I'm worrying about. I'm PMSing this week. I am hormonal as hell. I'm not dealing with your mood swings on top of my mood swings.
Right.
Figure it out. So I just got I finally was just got super upset. He left and then
goodness.
Yeah. And then he just called me and he's like, I'm really sorry about that. And I was like, look, I can't be around you anymore when you're like that. I'm not, this is not my issue. This is your issue. You need to see a doctor. You need to figure it out.
Right.
But I can't take this on because it's now it's affecting me and it's not cool. So
got you.
Yeah. He feels bad. And it's just, I'm like, dude, we haven't even been together 2 months yet. And it's like, I'm already
How long has it been? How long has it been?
It's been like a month and a half.
Yeah, well, you know, around the 3-month mark is when stuff starts to settle, though. So you start seeing things, and
well, he's like calling himself my boyfriend, so I'm like, oh, okay, I guess we're together.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we've never talked about it, but it's like, you know, it
It's
does feel like,
organic. It just feels like that.
like,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But it's like, dude, I can't.
So Rachel has a boyfriend now.
Yes.
That's so funny.
Maybe not for long if he keeps
Right.
this shit up, you
Right.
know?
Right.
Because like he, you know, and I get it. Like you're very into spirituality and holistic stuff, and like he doesn't want to take medication because he took antidepressants before. It makes you feel shit, right? I get it. It's like, but dude, what? I don't know what other option there are because he meditates every day, and it's like that. It works somewhat, and the AA stuff works somewhat, but it's like, dude, I think you need a therapist. I think you do need to try medication.
Right.
I don't know. I just don't know. It's like I really like him, but I don't know how long I could do this. You know what I mean? It's like this is the beginning. This is supposed to be fun.
Hey, like I always say, it's not, you know, people like the parts of relationships that are really nice and fun and cool and the sex is great. But as soon as one little upset happens, they want to go running. It's a part of it. You got to deal with this like you deal with the good times. It's a part of it. Relationships are not easy, and you have to be able to hang in there when the going gets tough. Yeah. Because there's always more better times than there are bad times.
I know.
You know what I mean? So
and I just told him that because I think he thinks I'm like I'm out now, and I said I'm not saying that. I'm not ending it. I'm just saying I need to look out for me, and I can't be around your energy.
Have some patience, especially if finance is involved too. That's one of the big things that caught. Yeah. So have some patience. Let the finance, clear up and stuff, and get in line, and then you'll feel a lot better. You'll have more patience to deal with him and stuff like that. It'll be fine.
Because I've been good this whole time until this week, and I was just like, dude, not today. Like, not this week. No, but yeah, I mean.
But this is all good stuff for our audience to hear, man. I love it. And if you're joining us for the first time, this is the Relationships, Romance, and Propaganda podcast. You know, another week in quarantine, and
Imani's giving me dating advice.
Exactly. And today I kind of like the pre-roll and stuff. I don't mind doing an introduction later if you've never joined us. You know, I'm a film director. Imani Shakur. Rachel's an author, actress. These are her books: Sound Bites, a rock and roll love story, and Love Bites. You can pick these up if you're still at home and social distancing. You know, as you know, in California, they extended us. So a lot of us are still at home and stuff like that. But follow us on YouTube, ISCNT Group Digital. Hit the notification button. rptalkstruth@gmail is the email. Everything will be in the description. And follow us on social media. And let me turn my phone off so it's not blowing up. You guys just heard that text message come in.
Oh yeah, I have mine over here.
So we heard about Rachel's weekend, and mine was actually pretty good. Just laid low, hung out, you know.
Okay.
Got some rest, looked at some stuff on Netflix, and you know, what else can I say? Well, I mean, what else can you really do? Like,
I know.
You can't really do much of anything right now, you know?
Yeah.
So that was really it. You know what I mean? And last week I went and got some tests done, and I actually wanted to talk about STDs on one of our shows.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I went and saw my doctor and got a physical and got a whole panel done. I haven't had one in a while. So I just got a test for everything. You know, so even stuff I know for a fact I don't have. He said, let's do it anyway. Let's just get the whole panel. So I did that. So that's cool. It's nice to know that you're clear and everything is good. You know what I mean? So I did. And he did check my lungs though when he was there. And he put this thing like way up my nose and look at my stuff. And he was like, man, you're in great shape. You know, that's what we were talking about. So that was cool. I did that last week and stuff like that. So
it's good.
Just had a mellow weekend, you know?
Yeah.
And, the reason why I wanted to talk about the sexual positions was because I was listening to one of my peers' podcast, and they like brought it up. You know what I mean? They had this whole big thing about it. And I said, it'll be so cool to talk about that because I know it's something that I've gone through and, you know, looked at Kama Sutra and this and that. And And I have some sex position stories, you know what I mean? So, I really think it's a subject that people would be into, you know. And one of the questions they had was, is missionary boring? You know, and I have a lot to say about that. Well, not a lot, but I have a little bit to say about that.
Okay.
If missionary is boring or not, and all the other positions and what people like, and this, that, and the other. So that's what we're talking about this week, guys. You know, so.
Well, I think missionary, it can be a few different things, right?
Yeah.
Because like I like missionary if the guy's like close to me, if like his chest is on my chest and you're close, because that's like intimate and it feels sexual and it's nice.
Right, you feel the whole body along with everything else. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to feel their weight on top of me. You
know,
like that.
Right.
What I don't like is when they're on top, but they go away from me. You know, it's like they want to lift one leg up and like pound the shit out of you.
That sounds like me.
It's not like, I'm not into that. It's like, where are you? You're too far away. Like, over here. I don't like that. And it just doesn't feel good because it's not against my clit. So it's like this instead of like this. Like I need some friction.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't feel good. So it's like not intimate and it doesn't feel good to me.
Right.
So
because what I was gonna say is there's so many ways that you actually can do missionary.
That's what I'm saying.
One of them is what you just said with like the legs up and this, that, and the other. And then the other one is you can be close and down. And I've even like been close and down, like what you said, and like would grab both butt cheeks all at the same time while laying on top. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when people say missionary is boring, I would say no. There's so many things you could do with missionary to make it fun and exciting and more intimate. And for me, it really depends on what the woman wants. Because I've been with women who want you to put one leg up and pound the shit out of them.
Right. Or both.
And I've been with others, or both up and pound the shit out of them. You know what I'm saying? And they'll like hold them up for you. And you know what I mean? And for me being visual, I like seeing that. That's sexy as hell to me. So that kind of turns me on.
Right. Yeah. Because I think some guys want to look. I remember. Yeah. I slept with an older guy when I first moved out here. I was 28. He was like 50, and he loved to do that. He loved to like be above, and he would keep his eyes open and like watch. Like freaked me out.
We want to look, because to me it turns me on seeing all that. I love to look, and you know what I mean. But I'm just a visual person, so
I don't like when they look. It just that's why I don't like when guys go down to me either, because I just feel like I'm on display, like they're watching. Like I like it. Close your eyes. Yeah.
So yeah, man. I would say missionary is not boring. I mean, it's boring if all you're gonna do is just be regular. Her feet are planted on the bed, and you're just you're just on the top, in out. You know what I mean? It's
like I think it's the energy
making a sandwich at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like
it's like the energy behind it, I think.
Exactly.
Because San Diego guy, that's like all he would do, and he would last like 5 minutes, and my God. And he wasn't close to me, and it wasn't like intimate, you know. It was just like, okay, it was literally just like a physical act. Like there was nothing behind it, and he wasn't trying to get me off, you know what I mean? Like But I remember, because I normally can't get off during missionary when they're on top, but because I usually have to be on top. But I remember when I went to Thailand for 2 weeks, and I didn't have sex for 2 weeks, nor could I get myself off because I was like sharing a hotel room with my friend. So I literally didn't jerk off or have sex for 2 weeks, and I was dying. By the time I came back, I was like, because I was with my ex at the time. Yeah. And I remember he got on me missionary, and I got off, and I think because I was just so ready, like I was so backed up, and I was like, oh my God, like I just got off with you on top. That never happens, you know. It was so exciting to like switch it up.
Right. Yeah. See, so that way it'll work for you. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I mean, and you know what? To me, missionary boring also can be relative, because it could be a woman who likes just the normal plain missionary, and that's what she like, and that really gets her off. Yeah. Just simple. I mean, everybody's different. You know what I mean? You can meet a woman one day who just likes a plain, simple church style missionary. You know what I'm saying? And she loves that and gets off. Right. And ladies, if you're one of those out there, that's okay too.
Yeah.
If you don't like both legs up or one leg up, or you really want to get pounded or not, or you know what I'm saying? It's okay.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I'm simple in the fact that like I just need to be on top. Like
Right.
that's really the only way I enjoy sex. I hate to say it.
It's like a reverse missionary type deal where you're just
yeah.
Yeah, what is that called? Cowgirl or something?
No, reverse cowgirl is if you're on top but you're facing the other way.
Right, that's reverse cowgirl.
So yeah, your ass is
regular
face.
cowgirl would be like reverse missionary.
Yeah, and like and it's like I can do either. I can either have my chest against their chest, that's okay, or I can kind of sit up and kind of ride them and grind on it. That's okay, but I need that because I know how to position myself.
Yeah.
So that it's against my clit.
So you get what you need. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? What's nice too is like what this guy's been doing is I was on top recently, and instead of me grinding against him, he started like playing with my clit, and that was great too.
Yeah,
so I you know what I think is nice that we've been doing that I didn't used to do with my ex. Is we do a lot of foreplay.
Yeah, which is good.
Yeah. I mean, but honest to God, I think it's just like his scent or something anyways, because like Imani, I'm not kidding. If we like just make out and we don't sleep together because he has to go do something, I have to like change my underwear. Like,
serious.
Yes. And
that's a good thing.
Right. But it's so imagine that plus the foreplay.
Right.
I'm fucking dying by the time he even puts it in. You know what I mean? It's like quick.
And that's awesome.
Yeah. And
that's
like,
how it should be.
And it's funny too, because I can, usually I have like one big orgasm and I'm done. But it's funny with him. Sometimes I've been having like little ones that I can keep going. And I'm like,
that's awesome.
This is what multiple orgasms is like.
Right.
I've never experienced that. Yeah. Cause it's it's so good that I'm just like, my God, I could like literally just ride him all day. It's like, I like don't want to stop.
So you know what I want you to do? I want you to think about all this stuff when you're complaining about the bipolar stuff.
I know.
think about all the good stuff.
But this is the problem is when he gets in these moods, it kills his sex drive. So it's like, not only am I dealing with these moods, but you're not fucking me either. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not like, I'm starting to get angry and resentful. Cause it's like, if I wanted to just sit with somebody, I'd go hang out with San Diego guy who's at least doesn't have mood swings. You know what I mean?
Exactly. The sex is horrible, but it's no mood swings.
Yeah. At least I'm like, if I want to sit with somebody and not get fucked, I'd go with somebody who's in a good mood, So I'm just like, now I'm just irritated because when we do have sex, it's great, but it's like, fucking man up, dude. Get on some antidepressants or something. I don't know. I don't know. Do what you got to do. But when you better show up here happy and horny. That's it. Or you cannot pass go.
But you know what though? He's probably wanting and expecting a little understanding from you too, if he's considering you his girl. And he knows though. I can probably doesn't mean really pour it on you and make it a burden. I'm sure he doesn't.
He can't help it. Like it's a literal mental illness.
If you're the closest person to him, though, you're who's gonna. You know what I mean? That's what I would say with that.
I have been very, very patient. Very. Like I've even gone to some of his virtual AA meetings with him. Like I am so supportive. I'm so understanding.
That's good. Yeah.
But there's only so much you can take. You know what I mean? And I think the reason I got upset last night, on top of everything going on, right, and was because like he left yesterday and like he left me horny basically because he had to go to a work thing at 1:00 and it's like we start making out, we're getting in the mood, but it's like 12:30 and he's gonna go. So he's like, you know what, after that I got a couple things I gotta do, I'll come back. And I'm like, great. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get laid, dude.
Yeah
And it's like, as a woman, it's like, okay, I'm prepared for this. I shave, I get my hair ready, I do my makeup, I clean my house, I get my nice scented lotions on, like I'm ready. You walk in that door and then you're going to sit in the corner and pout and not fuck me after I spent hours preparing.
Did you tell him though that you wanted to?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes we can't read your mind. Sometimes you have to say, hey, I was waiting for you. Sometimes you have to tell us.
Oh, we talk about everything. Trust me. We like over
communicate.
To make
sure. Okay. Just want to make sure.
Yeah. Because it's that's all. I mean, that's all they do in AA is like you share your feelings and what you're going through. So it's like we literally talk about this every day. It's like, how are you today? How do you feel today? No, but it's good because he just called me right before I got on this, and so and I was so happy because I had so much I needed to say, And so I just basically was like, I can't be around you in these moods anymore. Like I gotta protect my own energy, because what happened with my ex, because he was depressed, and I started getting depressed over time because I started taking on that energy. You know what I mean? Like when you're around, have you ever been with like somebody that has like depression or anything, any mental stuff?
Oh yeah, I've been with people that brought my energy down. I just couldn't do it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it's tough, right? Because like at first I could do it, but I was like, I started taking that on last night, and I got super sad, and I was like, nope, I need to protect myself.
Tough. It's hard, especially if they're not doing any proactive things to make it better. You know what I mean?
And that's my whole thing. I was like, you need to see a doctor, okay? I know you're doing the AA stuff. I know you're meditating. It's not working, because he said it like he's been dealing with this basically for the past year since he got sober, and I'm like, you need something else. You can't do this on your own.
Right.
So I just kind of had to lay into it.
So he doesn't drink at all?
He doesn't do anything. And
if he did, it would trigger, and he'd go back.
He'd be homeless. He was like literally living out of his car at one point, like because he'll go on a bender, and he's like doing like meth and stuff for a while. Like he just went crazy, so he can't do it.
He's one of the people that can't do it at all, because if he does, it'll go overboard. Right. You can't control it.
Yeah.
I understand that.
So that's how he used to deal with his emotions, was just drinking it and suppressing it. So now he really has to deal with the issues. Raw dog in reality, baby.
You are so funny. Well, at least, like I said, the sex was good. It sounds like the sexual positions are good.
But he understood today, because he's like, because he's like such a great person, like 80% of the time. And he tells me every day that like all the things he loves about me, like he's like, you're so cool. You're so beautiful. You're so good to me. He called me yesterday and was just like, I'm grateful for you every day.
That's awesome. Yeah.
It's awesome until he spirals. And then it's like, what happened to, 15 minutes ago, you were grateful for me, and now you're in the corner and not talking to me. Like, what happened? So he understands. I think that it's like, I can only handle so much. Cause when we just talked, he's like, I know. He's like, I didn't sleep all night. Cause he's like, I really like you. And I'm like, yeah, you need to go to a doctor. Cause I can't do this. I can't do this forever.
So that's good. Maybe he'll listen and go and get some professional help.
Yeah. Or just recognize when he's in those moods, he needs to go.
Right.
Exactly. He can't just sit here and pout and upset me, because like you're literally just taking up space in my house.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to say is that I remember I had this girl years and years ago, and I met her at this car show.
Yeah.
And she was fly as hell. And we came back to my place and ended up on the couch, and we started having sex. And I don't know where this girl got this position from.
Okay.
But she was basically upside down on my couch.
Okay.
With like her shoulders on the carpet facing up, with her legs like all the way back, and I was on top.
Okay.
And it was some crazy ass position. And it was so good. There was so much fun.
Were you on the couch, or you were just on top of her?
I was a little bit on the couch. Like my legs were on the couch, and my hand, I was like in a plank position.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Good workout.
I'm telling you, Rachel, some of that Kama Sutra stuff, this is what I want to tell my audience. And this is what I would like to do too. You look up you Google like the sexual positions. I've seen some of the craziest things that I'd like to try, honestly, because you never know what, and some of the stuff looks hard. Some of it you're standing up. Some of it looks like acrobats and shit. But but like you just never know what some of these positions may do for her and you.
Okay.
And it might be fun, and some of them are cool. And you would like look at this stuff and like, who thought of this? Like, who thought about all these positions? Where you're thinking it's only doggy style and this and that and that. There's so many variations of stuff you could do. It blows my mind.
Okay.
And I would love to try all of them.
Well, that's why that's why on your list, I bet it's good that health and fitness is a must, because she might have to be flexible to do some of those.
Exactly, some of those. But to me, it's good. And I want to tell the couples out there, look up Kama Sutra. I'm telling you, those Indians have some of the most amazing positions, and the way they approach sex, it's on some different shit.
Have you tried Tantric Sex?
Yes, I have. I like Tantric Sex.
All right, so I don't really like know what it is. Like, what is it exactly?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. What it is just bringing spirituality into the love making. So I dated this girl years ago in LA, and she was big into Tantric Sex.
Okay.
And I was into it too, and we did it. And Rachel, I swear, we would be having sex on her couch, and it would literally get to the point where it seems like we're both like floating in midair. I swear.
But how?
And it's all about energy. So say you and I are gonna have tantric sex. I'm gonna give you an example.
Okay.
It's all about communication and touching and energy. Mm-hmm. So before we even start, we would like sit, maybe facing each other.
Yeah, because I've seen that on TV shows where they're just like sitting there naked, and I'm like,
facing each other.
I thought it was like you kind of wait until you can't wait any longer, and you're just sitting there naked across from somebody. Okay.
Nah, and it's all about touch and exchange of energy, and you actually say something to the woman like, you know, is it okay if I enter your sacred space?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so it's all the communication and the energy and the touch, and it's a whole flow. You know what I mean? And you're actually supposed to shower before, both people.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Huh.
And then you sit and you start off by kissing and really just paying attention and exchanging that energy. Okay. You can start off with touching first, facing each other.
Okay.
And then go to kissing and, you know, feeling each other. Then it's really on some other shit. And the stuff you say too adds to it. Like, can I enter your sacred? I actually forget some of the other like terms and the verbiage you would say.
What do you do during sex, or what do you say during sex?
During sex, you would just say like the normal things. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But again, it's more of a spiritual experience doing sex more than anything else.
It's almost like you're meditating beforehand or something.
Yeah, almost, man. But it's all touch and energy and. Okay. Yeah, it's really, really cool. I mean, if you find someone that's into it, it'll be a good experience for the first time.
Remember when we had Jason Aubrey on? I think Jason said he was into that.
In the tantric sex, yeah.
Yeah, he experimented, and I never really knew.
And a lot of times, which is good, the woman, you would be like maybe sitting up, and the woman is like straddling you with her legs around you.
Okay.
So you're close, you know, and her lips are right there.
Yeah, I like that.
And,
you
know what I mean? Yeah, really close, and you're maybe. You know, one hand is maybe on her butt, and another hand is caressing her hair and ears, and you're just really paying attention to the exchange of that energy, of that sexual energy. It's very important. And
it sounds like it's almost like you're not rushing into the sex, like
at all,
right? So it's almost like you're like. It's almost like it sounds like pre-foreplay.
Yep. A lot of foreplay. Yeah. Pre-foreplay, then the foreplay, then the actual act. And in tantric sex, there will be no banging at all.
Okay.
It's not about that. It's not about that whole banging thing. Mm. Not at all. It's way more spiritual than that. Way more connecting.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So
yeah.
I'd
like it.
I think you would. I've only experienced it with maybe one or two. And I'd love to experience that some more, because it's really a good time and a different way of actually approaching lovemaking and the act of it before and after. And I think even after, you both go shower and you say things, you know, thank you for allowing me to. It's really cool. It's like, I'm telling you, it's on some other shit. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Do you have a favorite sexual position?
You know what? I would say some of the more creative missionary stuff.
Okay.
Some of the more leg up and, you know, one leg up, holding an ass cheek. And I like to watch.
Do you like doggy style? Are you a butt guy?
I do like doggy style, but it's not my favorite.
Really?
Yeah, it's not my favorite. You know, with doggy style, I like the first look of it, how you could see everything. You know what I mean? But once we start and get going, and you know, I've never really been that big on it. I like it. You know what I mean? But I actually think I like being on like the edge of the bed more with her legs up, you know, kind of like in a missionary position, but her legs up the edge of the bed because you get more leverage. Then I'll maybe grab her and like pick up when you stand in the middle of the room.
Okay.
And she's closed and you know what I'm saying? And you could hold her up and do it like that. I love stuff like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Have you ever done anal?
So that's more of my thing. You know what?
Are you too big for that?
I've had that problem saying that I am, and I've had an ex. You know what's funny? I've dumped a girl who liked it.
Really?
It's not my thing.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've tried it with one ex and didn't like it at all. So
I only liked it with a guy who was like really small.
Right.
Because if they're too big, it just hurts. You know, like this isn't exciting.
Right.
But yeah, he was like pretty small and he liked that. And like, he kind of did it in a way where he eased in very, very slowly. And it was like, okay, like it was all right, you know, because otherwise they're too small for the other hole. It's like, I'm doing much
at all. And you know what? I mean, and you know, if we can touch on anal real quick, amongst men, it's something that men just talk about as a way to conquer women.
Okay.
There's nothing better than being inside of a vagina. Right. Why would you want to stick your dick where a woman defecates? It's like, I know. It makes no sense to me. I mean, from a guy's perspective, I'm not talking about how it feels to you.
Yeah.
I'm saying from a man's perspective, you know, I've heard friends say they just like to do that to say they conquered her. Yeah, man, I fucked her in the ass. It's like that. Seriously, a lot of them just like to say it for that reason.
Yeah.
No other reason but to that, to emotionally break you down. I've never heard no guy that I know, super rich or poor, go, oh man, I did anal. I love it. Nothing feels better than the vagina. I'm sorry.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, because it's not wet. Like that area doesn't naturally lubricate. That's why you have to use lube.
Exactly.
But I only really did it a lot with one guy, and it was because like it was like I feel like he had never done it before. Like he was older and stuff, but I feel like I don't know. I think he had never done it, and like it was just exciting to him. It was almost like this conquest of like I finally did this thing. Now I want to do it all the time. And it started to be annoying because it was because like he didn't understand that like hurts and you have to use lube. Like he would just try to like get it wet with my vagina and then stick it in. I'm like, no, that's not how it works.
And it's not sanitary to do that either.
No,
to go back and forth.
No, it's horrible.
At all. Yeah.
But I think he liked it too because he didn't have to pull out if he could come in the other hole because he can't get pregnant. Yeah. You know what I mean? I think it was more about that. Like. You know, because I mean, I know that obviously feels good to not have to pull out.
Right.
So but it was just like,
I mean,
I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Penis does not go in there. Was never meant to go in there. That's like you study the history of sex. That's some nasty Greek shit that they started doing. And
really,
yeah. So that's not how the physical body was meant to.
Yeah, not meant for that.
Not meant for that. No. Was never meant for that. That's some. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's just
I agree.
Some boring, freaky. Let's try this. You know, and gay men, that's all they can do, right? Besides oral.
Yeah.
So for them, it's even horrible. Diseases, and everything.
You know what's crazy? So I always thought gay men have sex with each other doggy style, right? Because you do it in the butt.
Right.
They don't. They have sex missionary.
Right.
They just put it in that hole.
Wow.
Isn't that like I never thought of this?
Me either. It's my first time hearing it.
I had a gay friend that told me that, and I was like, "Oh my god, I never thought of that." Right. And then right after that, I watched a TV show on HBO, and they showed two gay men having sex missionary. Wow. And I was like, "Oh my god, this is a thing."
So some of them probably do a doggy style though.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's like any relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
You probably mix it up.
But you just thought it was only doggy style. That's what you're saying.
Like that's just what I picture when I picture.
Yeah,
guys
same thing with
sex.
me. Same thing with me. Yep. Because I'm like, what else can they do? That's like
Because I'm thinking if you do missionary, isn't the other dick kind of in the way?
Right, in a way. Yeah. Exactly.
No, it's not. Yeah. I thought that was really interesting. I like like doing it like from the side, or like if they're behind you, right? Kind of like spooning you like that way. That's nice.
Oh yeah, listen, I have
boob grab.
I have a side special that I do that women love.
Imani's side special. Like on the menu.
I have a side special that I do that women love. I'm telling you. Once I did it to my one ex who was the dentist. That's all she wanted from that moment on. I'm like, we can't do nothing else. She's like, no, from the side.
I want the side special.
Yeah. She would always say, from the side. I'm like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying how I do it, because I don't want other guys out there copying my side special.
Stealing your special.
Exactly. I'm telling you, though, I have a mean side special.
Okay.
You could be from the side, like kiss at the same time, everything. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So that's actually one of my favorite positions. I like it, but I don't like when once you do, that's all they want to do at that point. I'm like,
I know, it was like the anal. That's all that guy wanted to do, and I'm like, I don't want to. We could experiment with it, but I don't want to do this every time. Yeah, you know, like no thanks.
Like, and amongst men, we say guys like that are kind of suspect too amongst men. Like, you know what I'm saying? You ever just be with a guy, man? She has a vagina. Like,
you know what's funny?
That feels way better.
Yeah, you know what's funny? Well, the older guy, no, I think he had just never done it before, and so it was like new and exciting to him, and he didn't have to pull out. But I will say, the guy in London, that's the small guy who wanted to do that. I do kind of think he might have been gay.
Yeah, see?
Because he was like ridiculously good looking, but like never had any girlfriends, was never dating anyone. And like a guy that looks like him, like he should have a Victoria's Secret model girlfriend. Exactly. And he wanted to do it in the butt all the time. And I was like,
probably,
I think he might. And he would say, like, because he was in really good shape. And a lot of gay men like to take care of their fitness and everything. And he would say, like, gay men would hit on him at the gym all the time. And he was like, oh, no, I'm not gay. But I question it. I wonder.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Because that was, like, all he wanted to do.
That's what we say amongst men. Because amongst us, guys that are into conquering women, we say, okay, that's your thing. Fine. And then the rest of us are like, no, that's way better. Unless it's your wife or significant other, and for some reason she likes anal, but you don't like doing it. But at that point, you're just doing it for her.
Yeah.
But I've never heard a guy say that they liked it. I've heard guys say, well, she likes it, man. I just do it for her at those special occasions when she wants me to do that.
Yeah. It's nice if you play with it a little bit, but it's like, it's just, unless you're super small, you don't want anything big in there because it's not going to feel good. You know?
Yep.
But some guys like their buttholes played with too, because my friend had an ex that, like, I think she stuck her finger in there once and she had to do it every time because he was obsessed with it.
Suspect. I'm sorry, suspect.
He's actually not gay, but there is something that some guys do like that.
Interesting. I'm not into that at all.
I don't think you would be.
Don't even go near there. Like, I'm cool.
Yeah. Well, I know. And it's like, how do you approach that too? Like with a guy, like, hey, you want to try this out? You know, right. I think guys are either going to be 100% yes or no.
Right. Yeah. For me, for a woman, if you like doing it, just ask them, hey, do you like playing whenever you like around your butt a little bit? Just ask, I would say.
Yeah.
If you're a woman.
Yeah. Because I know.
If you like doing it, you know what I mean? Or you had an ex that liked it and you enjoyed pleasing him like that, and you're wondering about the current, I would just say, just be straightforward about it.
Yeah, because I know a guy, this is so funny, that we were talking about like weird things we think about like during sex or when you jerk off or whatever. And he said, and he's not gay at all. But he said, I think of like myself fucking a woman, but also getting fucked in the ass at the same time. And he goes, I'm not gay or anything, but like, that's like things that I think about. And I was like,
Interesting, the stuff people think about.
Yeah, so I feel like he would probably be one of the guys that would maybe like a little.
right.
I don't want to do it.
Right, a little anal bead or something like that.
Little finger in there. I don't know.
Right. Wow.
But the guy I dated last summer, the one who was half black, that was like huge. I had never seen anything like this, but his balls hung down so low that Doggy Style was like, I think he was the only person I really liked Doggy Style with, because his balls were like hung so low that they would hit me in the clit.
Right,
like,
while he was doing it. That's so funny. Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is nice. Because at first when I saw them, I was like, oh, what's going on with his nuts? Like, why are they all the way down there?
Right.
But then when we started doing that position, I was like, oh, actually, this is kind of cool.
That's so funny.
Yeah, I've never seen that before.
Right. So do you like Doggy Style? You like that position?
I liked it with him.
Okay, gotcha.
And he liked it because he was a butt guy, so he wanted to visualize.
I like the visual too at first.
He liked that. So yeah, every time he was like, oh yeah, because he got to see the butt.
right. That's cool, man. You know, and the thing about it is sex can be fun and enjoyable, and I think if people communicated more about stuff like what we're talking about, it can be more fun. But I honestly think in America, it's come across as so taboo. People are afraid to talk about sex and communicate about it and talk about positions. And seriously, they are. It's always like, oh no, let's not talk about that. Let's talk about like we talk about everything else. What's the big deal?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. See what you like. Let's talk about positions. Let's talk about all of that. Why
everything.
Not?
I mean, you have to communicate about everything.
But like, people don't like to communicate, Rach. They don't.
Well, and this is what set off the crazy last night. So I'm reading this book right now about this woman who she's a therapist. She actually was a like a producer in Hollywood for a long time, and she was on ER actually. And she would go to the ER like with this doctor who helped them write the show to have it like be realistic. And she just loved being at the hospital so much. She ended up getting her medical degree. I haven't got to the part why she goes from like her medical degree ER to a therapist. I haven't got there yet, but basically the book starts off where she starts actually having to see a therapist because her boyfriend of a few years, they were going to get married and everything. She had an 8-year-old son, and out of the blue one day, he's like, I can't live with a kid for another 10 years.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it. I love you. I'd marry you if you didn't have a kid. And she's like, where did this come from? Because he never communicated with her. And so all her therapist friends call her an avoidant. It's so funny. Like now that we've talked about that and we've done the episode on it, when I read the book, I have been seeing these terms everywhere now, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, like her therapist friend said that he's an avoidant. So obviously he had been thinking about this for a long time, but never told her. And so when my guy got here last night, he's like, oh, what are you reading? Like, what's it about? And I told him, and I was like, yeah, this guy just like broke up with her out of the blue, like didn't know how to communicate. Somehow he started thinking in his head about like that he wasn't a good communicator and that he doesn't know how to communicate his feelings, and had like a whole silent meltdown.
Oh,
and I was
my God.
It triggered something.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not talking about you, weirdo. Right. I actually think you communicate just fine. I think you fucking over communicate because we're talking about your feelings all the time.
Right.
You know, it's so funny. But communication is key. Yeah. Not only with just relationships and everything, but with sex too.
With sex, it's very important, man. And people act like they can't talk about it. I don't make it taboo at all. I'm like, let's talk about it all. Why not?
Of course.
Why not? You know?
Well, and that's why, I mean, so many marriages, I think, fall apart because if a guy is not getting sex maybe enough and he's starting to get resentful, I think like so many men don't bring that up to their wives, and they either they're resentful or they have affairs. You know what I mean? It can just lead to a lot of other stuff.
Instead of just talking about it.
Yeah.
It can.
You gotta talk about it.
Can. You got to, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Rach, that's it, man. What time is it? Yeah, you ready to sign off?
So, yeah.
Thanks for signing on. Always good to see you.
Yeah.
You know, I like that episode, but we have to put something about anal in the title, though. Like, you know, I'll let you figure it out after. I'll text you.
Okay.
And I think it'll be good because we did talk about about the anal thing a lot in the history and this and that, and why men like it, why they don't. I want to put that in the title somehow. But we could talk about that without the audience. I'll text you.
Yeah, or I don't know. We could just say, or we could even say like what position is best: missionary, anal,
right?
Doggy. I don't know.
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But anal is not a position though. It's a type of sex. I want to make sure.
True. True.
I want to make sure we separate it some kind of way.
Okay.
Think about it after. I'm gonna do this episode when we get off and put it out tonight. So I'll text you.
Okay, and I was gonna say for next week too, I'll be in Arizona with my friend who wants to come on. So I want to. I think I mentioned this to you before. I want to talk about women making the first move because she's the one who like read all those old school books about like the rules and everything, like the real old school like dating games and everything. And she knows a lot about that. And I think
let's do it. I think it'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm totally down. Let's do it.
Cool.
Okay. So it's Relationships, Romance, and Propaganda podcast with Imani, Shakur, Rachel K. Burke. We expose the truth and broadcast the lies every week, even during COVID-19. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and we will see you guys next week. Don't forget to subscribe on ISENT Group Digital on YouTube, and we will see Rachel next week in AZ, and it should be a fun show. And thanks today for tuning in.
Yeah.
And have fun.
And
today,
next
Rachel,
Monday's Memorial Day, so we'll probably have to shoot like Tuesday.
That's fine, yeah.
Because I might drive there Monday, so we'll figure it out.
That's fine. Yeah, we'll definitely figure it out.
Right.
Hey, have some patience with your guy.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next week.
That's actually good advice. Everyone's like, run,
Nah, man, nah.
Okay.
Nah, yeah. Especially if there's a lot you actually like about the guy too.
There is.
Yeah, just have some patience.
Like everything else, honestly, except
yeah, just have some patience. It'll be fine. He actually sounds like he's a good guy. So
everything I'm looking for except for that, but that one thing it can be a lot. Yeah.
So.
Appreciate it.
All right. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right. Bye.